Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. We're here today to voice our strong support for the passage of a proposed ordinance that would ban the sale of firearms and ammunition on public property in the city of Glendale. The Coalition for a Better Glendale strongly encourages members of the Glendale City Council to approve the ordinance when it comes before them for a vote in the coming weeks, and to make this weekend's Glendale Gun Show the last event of its kind ever held at the Glendale Civic Auditorium. The Coalition for a Better Glendale is a group of concerned residents, homeowners, parents, and business owners united by the belief that in the post-Newtown world, it's wrong, even immoral, for our city to be in the business of hosting a gun show on public property. The Glendale Civic Auditorium is a community facility owned by the taxpayers, and it's located right next to a residential neighborhood, Glendale Community College, a school for special needs kids, a Catholic church, and parks and baseball fields. This is an inappropriate location for selling guns and ammo. It's time for the Glendale Gun Show to move. This is the last and only gun show still held on public property in all of Los Angeles County. Other local governments have ended this practice, and now the city of Glendale must do the right thing too. This is a community issue, a Glendale issue. We refuse to be intimidated by big and powerful organizations such as the NRA, which has tried to bully our city council by bringing in large numbers of people from outside our city and to tell us how we should do things in our community. We encourage our Glendale City Council to stand strong and resist this bullying, and we especially want to thank our elected officials who've had the courage to speak out on this issue, and we're honored to have two of those officials standing with us here today. Our first speaker this morning is Dr. Vahe Perumian, a member of the Glendale Community College Board of Trustees and the Glendale Unified School District parent.
Good morning. My name is Vahe Perumian, and I'm a 34-year resident of Glendale and father to two children attending Glendale schools. And I'm also a member of the Glendale Community College Board of Trustees. So it's significant that we're on campus today with the second most beautiful campus in all of the U.S. As our backdrop. Let me stress that my comments are my own and not that of the board itself. We, the members of the Citizens for a Better Glendale, aren't here today to take away anyone's Second Amendment rights, as antiquated as these may be. We're here to question the wisdom of having a gun show across the street from Glendale College, where thousands of our children and community members go to school. In 1995, Congress passed the Gun-Free School Zone Act, which prohibits the possession or discharging of a firearm within 1,000 feet of an elementary or secondary school. Item F of this act in the whereas section reads, whereas the occurrence of violent crime in school zones has resulted in a decline in the quality of education in our country. Let me stress that possession of guns near schools results in a decline in the quality of education. Yesterday, as the gun show was being set up, thousands of young adults, including hundreds of high school students, were attending Glendale College. On this beautiful Saturday morning, there is close to 1,000 students on our campus. Buying a gun at a gun show is no different from buying a gun at a store. You still have to wait. But the gun show is also a venue for the sale of cheap ammunition. In fact, an entire big rig trailer full of ammo is sold each day during this gun show. We're playing with fire here. We're selling ammo by the truckload across the street from the community college and hoping for the best. How many school shootings is it going to take for common sense to prevail? Are the lives of our children worth the meager profit the city will make from this event, a profit certainly lessened by the need for an increased police presence today? Does the Second Amendment trump the basic human rights of life, liberty, and security of person? No, it does not. We cannot wait till Glendale is punished for playing with fire. Absolutely nothing is worth having the tragedy of a school shooting on our hands. Thank you. Vahe Perumian, Vahe
And your title, please?
My title, I'm a parent of two Glendale area school children. I'm also a member of the Glendale Community College Board of Trustees.
So it sounds like you object for the gun show to be held across the street at a public institution?
That's correct.
What's your response where they're also tax-paying payers as well?
Right.
Do they have a right to assemble and to have coordinated efforts on a city-owned property?
The right to assembly does not apply here. Just a couple of weeks ago, a marijuana show was canceled on the same city property. So there's certainly the community can express its preference for the type of activity that goes on city-owned property, and that's definitely the prerogative of the community itself and not of outside groups.
So is there a company board that approves to have an event there?
Yes.
It's the city council, I believe, here.
Yes.
So the city council has approved this.
They approved it in the past. They're in the process of passing a resolution to ban further gun sales and ammo sales from city property.
Our next speaker is Deborah Dentler, a Glendale resident and a founding member of our coalition.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Deborah Dentler. I've been a Glendale resident for 25 years. My husband and I raised our 3 children about 2 miles from this beautiful campus. I taught here at Glendale Community College for 9 years. Our middle child was in the campus's child care center when he was only 18 months of age. Yesterday, while toddlers like mine were settling into their naps at the college's child care center, and while I imagine children were filing from their recesses back into their classrooms at the 2 nearby elementary schools, truckloads of live ammunition were being loaded into the Civic Auditorium for the start of the gun show as vendors set up. Back in more innocent times, children like mine never experienced lockdown drills or had to be prepared to cope with mass campus shootings on a college campus. But times have changed. Sandy Hook was the game changer. One of the ways things changed after Sandy Hook was this. Attendance at gun shows spiked dramatically. At the gun show in Ontario, California, held just days after the Sandy Hook massacre, there was a line 4 hours long, stretching more than a mile before 6 a.m. After Sandy Hook, I realized that my family and I could never again ignore the 3 times a year that the Glendale Gun Show came to our neighborhood. Sandy Hook was a game changer for me and for my neighbors. In our grief, we found one another at candlelight vigils held in our parks, at our soccer field, our places of worship. We found one another online. Many of us had friends and family affected by gun violence. Most of us had averted our gaze from the Glendale Gun Show for years, figuring it was a permanent fixture of life in our town. But after Newtown, we stood up and we said no. We come together today to draw a line of protection around our schools, our parks, our publicly owned buildings, a line around our college, around our quiet residential neighborhoods. Our line starts here. We, who were mostly strangers to one another before the Newtown shooting, named ourselves Coalition for a Better Glendale. We are a diverse cross-section of residents. We are parents, students, we are teachers, we are homeowners, we are PTA members, scout leaders, AYSO, Little League families, we are church and temple goers. We are people of all faiths, we are people of no faith. We are employees of the college, of the schools, we are business owners, we are taxpayers, we are voters. We started a blog, we started a website to begin a dialogue in our town. We began a campaign to speak out at local meetings. We researched gun shows in general and the Glendale Gun Show in particular. We learned that truckloads of live ammo are sold each day at the gun show, no background checks needed. We learned children are admitted free. Alcohol is permitted. We also learned the Glendale Gun Show is something of a dinosaur. Why it's the last gun show on public property anywhere in Los Angeles County. Other public officials having wisely decided long ago to stop hosting gun shows and stop profiting from them. We, the Coalition for a Better Glendale, are determined to make sure this is the last gun show held on buildings and land owned by we, the people of Glendale. These are our buildings, paid for and maintained by our tax dollars. The adjacent schools, the playing fields, the parking lots, the college, these are ours. We say enough. We draw the line, a line of protection around our property, around our neighborhood, around our college, around our parks and schools. We pledge ourselves to the hard work ahead to make sure that this is the last gun show held in our public backyard. We've drawn a line here. Cabbage will be at the head of the line, calling on public officials to pass a law this month to make sure this is the last gun show in our public backyard. My name is Deborah Dentler, spelled D-E-N-T-L-E-R. My first name is spelled D-E-B-O-R-A-H.
Deborah, have you brought your concerns to the city council? What was the reaction?
Almost everyone you see around me today has been speaking, including myself, numerous times at Glendale City Council, Glendale Unified School Board, Glendale Community College Board of Trustees, and numerous city commissions and boards, yes. We've really worked hard to make our voices known. We're positive, optimistic that the City Council has heard our message. We believe that the votes exist by a wide majority on City Council to get this done. We expect City Council to be voting on this in mid-March, and we believe that they've heard our message and the broader message of many others in the community. We're very pleased that partly due to our hard work and speaking out, we've been able to get the attention of longtime school board member who will speak right after me, Mary Boger, and I'd like to lead a round of applause to thank her for her leadership.
Good morning. As Deborah said, my name is Mary Boger, and I'm a member of the Glendale Unified School District Board of Education. I must follow Dr. Harumian's fine example and state that I am not here on behalf of the Board of Education. I am an equally, I think, further longtime resident of Glendale. I'm a graduate of Glendale schools. My children graduated from Glendale schools, and now I have grandchildren in the Glendale schools. We, as parents, community leaders, and role models for the children and youth of our community, must always remember that what we do is every bit as important as what we say. We cannot teach our children not to lie if we lie to them. We cannot teach them not to cheat if they see us cheating. We must, as our kids would tell you, walk the walk. Our city permitting a gun show to take place at our civic center sends the wrong message to our children in this day and age of the world. This morning's Glendale News Press suggested that keeping the gun show would put money into the city's coffers. While I have the greatest respect for the editorial staff of the Glendale News Press, and while I am not charged with balancing the city's budget, my long experience of balancing the school district's budget, as a parent, as a grandparent, as a citizen of Glendale, as an elected official, I believe that the message that the city of Glendale will not permit gun shows on city property is far more important than the money. Thank you. Yes, it's Mary, M-A-R-Y, Boger, B as in boy, O-G-E-R. I am the clerk of the Glendale Unified School District Board of Education.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Our last speaker is Joel Lyon, a member of our coalition and a Glendale resident and parent.
I am the parent of a first grader. He's happy, he's bright, and he turns 6 the same week as one of the mass shooting victims in Newtown, Connecticut. I say it today, and I wrote it in an email to our Glendale city leaders 3 days after the Sandy Hook massacre. The subject line of this email is the same message here today. Glendale gun show, I wrote, not in our city. In one way, I can't tell you why, after living in Glendale virtually all my life, after living with the Glendale gun show signs for so many years, that my mind, after Sandy Hook, instantly went to the Glendale gun show. But in one important way, I can tell you exactly why. When the Glendale Gun Show is held on city property, near a community college, near public parks, near public schools, and whether, like it or not, I am in the gun show and ammo business. My neighbors, my friends, our children, like it or not, we are all in the gun and ammunition business. But we do not like it. Not here, not now. You've heard that refrain today, and you'll hear it again, because we'll say it again, and again, and again. Not here, not now. Sandy Hook was a before and after moment. There was a way you see things before, and there is a way you see things after. Before Sandy Hook, there are things, there are lines that you let stand because you're too busy, because you're too wrapped up in your own concerns and life. And after Sandy Hook, there are lines that you redraw because you must, right here, right now. We are here today to call for the redrawing of a very important line, one that would eliminate all those lines across the street. We are here today to call for the swift passage of an ordinance that would move the Glendale Gun Show off city property, because we dare to say, not here, not now. That would end the sale of guns and ammunition on public property, because we rise up to say, in the face of outside forces, including Los Angeles-owned and based Glendale News Press, not here, not now. That would get my city, my community, my friends, my fellow parents out of the gun show business. Because we have the clarity to see what we didn't see before. Because we have the courage to voice what we didn't before. Because we have the terrible memory of Sandy that we didn't before. Not here, not now, not in our name. Ryan, R-Y-A-N. I'm a Glendale, nearly lifelong Glendale resident. I'm a parent of a Glendale first grader.
That's it. We'll hang around if you have any questions with other presenters.